New York City has always been a city grappling with crime. From the days of notorious mobsters to the rise of street gangs, the city has seen it all. Yet it has always managed to stand resilient, adapting and evolving to counter each new threat. But in recent years, a new and particularly ruthless gang has emerged, bringing with it a wave of violence unlike anything the city has seen before. This isn't just another gang, it's a well-organized, highly dangerous criminal enterprise that has taken root in the heart of the city. The Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan gang with roots in prison violence, has sunk its teeth into the Big Apple, leaving a trail of fear and bloodshed in its wake. Originating from the harsh and brutal conditions of Venezuelan prisons, this gang has honed its skills in survival and ruthlessness, making it a formidable adversary. From extortion to drug trafficking, human smuggling to cold-blooded murder, their criminal activities are as varied as they are heinous. They have established a network that spans continents, bringing their brand of terror to the streets of New York. This gang seems to operate with impunity, posing a significant challenge to law enforcement and terrorizing communities. Their operations are sophisticated, often involving high-tech surveillance and encrypted communications, making it difficult for authorities to track their movements and gather evidence. The NYPD, no stranger to battling organized crime, now faces a foe as sophisticated as it is brutal. The department has had to adapt its strategies, employing new technologies and forming specialized units to tackle this unprecedented threat. The Tren de Aragua's arrival marks a turning point in the city's struggle with gang violence, demanding a new understanding of criminal networks and a renewed commitment to keeping New Yorkers safe. This gang's presence has forced law enforcement to rethink their approach, focusing not just on arrests, but on dismantling the entire network. The question on everyone's mind: can the NYPD dismantle this dangerous organization before it tightens its grip on the city? The stakes are high, and the pressure is mounting. Every raid, every arrest is a step towards reclaiming the city, but the path is fraught with danger and uncertainty. The answer remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the fight against the Tren de Aragua is a fight for the soul of New York City. This battle is not just about law and order, it's about preserving the very essence of what makes New York unique: the resilience, the spirit, the unyielding determination of its people. As the city stands on the brink, its future hangs in the balance, and the outcome of this struggle will define the next chapter in its storied history.
This is not your average street gang. These are highly organized, highly sophisticated criminals who are involved in a wide range of illegal activities.
NYPD Assistant Chief of Detectives Jason Savino has been on the front lines of this battle. He's seen firsthand the brutality and ruthlessness of the Tren de Aragua. Savino's words are not hyperbole. The Tren de Aragua has been linked to a string of violent crimes across the city, including homicides, shootings, and kidnappings. They operate with a level of violence that is shocking even to seasoned law enforcement officials. Their tactics are as brazen as they are brutal. They have no qualms about using violence to intimidate their rivals, silence witnesses, and expand their criminal enterprise. The world got a glimpse into the brazenness of the Tren de Aragua when a video surfaced online showing a group of young men brandishing high-powered firearms in broad daylight. This wasn't just any video, it was a stark, unfiltered look into the raw power and audacity of one of the most feared gangs in the region. The young men, with their faces partially covered, moved with a confidence that suggested they had little to fear from law enforcement or rival gangs. Their weapons, gleaming under the sun, were not just tools of violence but symbols of their dominance and control over the streets. The video, which quickly went viral, sent shockwaves through the city and beyond, highlighting the gang's blatant disregard for the law. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions ranging from sheer disbelief to outright terror. Citizens shared the video, tagging local authorities and demanding immediate action. The sheer brazenness of the act was not lost on anyone. It was a clear message that the Tren de Aragua operated with impunity. News outlets picked up the story, broadcasting the footage repeatedly, each time amplifying the sense of urgency and fear among the populace. The message was clear: the Tren de Aragua was not afraid to operate openly and with force. Their actions were a direct challenge to the authorities, a bold statement that they were the ones in control. The gang's leadership, emboldened by their growing influence, seemed to relish the attention, using it as a tool to further intimidate their rivals and expand their territory. The streets, once bustling with everyday life, now felt the heavy presence of an invisible yet omnipresent threat. This was a show of power, a warning to their rivals and a chilling message to anyone who dared to cross them. The video was not just a display of their arsenal but a psychological tactic designed to instill fear. Rivals, both existing and potential, were put on notice. The Tren de Aragua was not just another gang, they were a force to be reckoned with. Their message was clear. Any opposition would be met with swift and brutal retaliation. The chilling effect of this video rippled through the underworld, altering the dynamics of power and control. The video sparked outrage and fear, forcing the city to confront the growing threat of this new breed of criminal. Community leaders and residents voiced their concerns, organizing meetings and rallies to demand action. The local government, under immense pressure, vowed to increase police presence and resources to combat the gang's influence. However, the fear was palpable. Parents worried for their children's safety, businesses feared extortion, and the general public felt a sense of vulnerability that was hard to shake off. The city's fabric was being tested, and the need for a unified response had never been more critical. It was a wake-up call, a stark reminder that the city was facing a new era of gang violence, one that demanded a swift and decisive response. The authorities, recognizing the gravity of the situation, began to implement new strategies, including increased surveillance, community outreach programs, and collaboration with federal agencies. The goal was clear: to dismantle the Tren de Aragua's operations and restore a sense of security to the city. This new era of gang violence required not just a reactive approach, but a proactive one, addressing the root causes and working towards long-term solutions. The battle was just beginning, and the city's resilience would be tested in the days to come. Section 4. A Trail of Terror. The Tren de Aragua's criminal activities extend far beyond the shocking images captured in that viral video. They are involved in a vast array of illicit enterprises, from drug trafficking and extortion to human smuggling and sex trafficking. They prey on the vulnerable, exploiting immigrants and those desperate for a better life. Their reach extends into the city's shelters, where they recruit new members and carry out their criminal activities. Their tactics are as varied as their crimes. They are known to use violence, intimidation, and corruption to achieve their goals. They have infiltrated legitimate businesses, using them as fronts for their illegal operations. Section 5. Armed and dangerous deliveries. One of the most alarming aspects of the Tren de Aragua's operation is their method of smuggling firearms into the city. They have been known to conceal guns in food delivery packages, exploiting the anonymity of these services to move their weapons undetected. This tactic highlights the gang's sophistication and their ability to adapt to their environment. They are constantly finding new and innovative ways to evade law enforcement and continue their criminal activities. The use of food delivery services to smuggle firearms is a chilling reminder of the challenges facing law enforcement in the digital age. It also underscores the need for increased vigilance and collaboration between law enforcement and private companies. Section 6. The TC epidemic. This section delves into the alarming rise of a new and dangerous drug that has taken the city by storm. In addition to their other criminal activities, the notorious gang known as the Tren de Aragua has been linked to this disturbing trend. The Tren de Aragua has been instrumental in the distribution and proliferation of a synthetic drug called TC. This drug has become a significant concern for both law enforcement and public health officials. This potent synthetic drug has flooded the city's streets, creating a wave of addiction and despair. The availability of TC has led to a dramatic increase in drug-related incidents, leading to a spike in overdoses and deaths. The drug, which is often laced with other dangerous substances, poses an even greater risk to those who use it. The mixing of TC with other harmful chemicals makes it a lethal cocktail. Users are often unaware of what they are consuming, leading to unpredictable and often tragic outcomes. It is highly addictive and can have devastating effects on users. The physical and mental toll it takes on individuals is profound, often leading to a cycle of dependency that is difficult to break. It is a major public health crisis in the making, with emergency services being overwhelmed by the sheer number of overdose cases. Hospitals and clinics are struggling to provide adequate care for those affected, and law enforcement is struggling to keep up with the demand. The police are finding it increasingly challenging to combat the spread of TC, as the Tren de Aragua employs sophisticated methods to evade capture. The Tren de Aragua's involvement in the TC trade highlights the complex challenges facing the city, Their operations are well organized and difficult to dismantle, making it a formidable task for authorities. They are not just a criminal gang, they are a well-oiled machine that profits from the misery of others. Their reach extends far beyond the local community, impacting lives on a much larger scale. They are a public health menace, contributing to the deterioration of community well-being. The social fabric of the city is being torn apart by the widespread use of to see, profiting from the suffering of others. The Tren de Aragua's activities have far-reaching consequences, affecting not just the users, but their families and the community at large. The fight against to see is a battle that requires a coordinated effort from all sectors of society.